everything's looking good. And our start time would be, well, we're a few minutes after 5, but we'll call it 1700. There we go. So we can get busy. And let's see, then creative mode, and we've got ourselves pretty close to being finished here. Okay, get off the desk here. Alright, so we got what, 36, almost 37% until we have complete transformation completed. Alright, the first thing to show is, of course, we've got all kinds of goodies. Now, one of my solutions, we've got to do all the fuses at some point. So we've been picking up these cabinets when we were out and about, and there's two different styles. They're both the same size. You got one and the double drawers. Doors or drawers. And that gives us a pretty good way to store stuff. So what we're looking at now is we're looking at all the possibility of fuses. For example, if we come over here, we still got these things here under miscellaneous, most of which we need to take upstairs. But if you look at our demand options, now your screen, when you look at what all you can store, you don't have all these yet. I finished the game, so I do. And I'm talking about terraforming everything, even the DLC that you buy extra, called Humble. But I do need to use all of this in auto crafting when it becomes available. Since I'm playing a simulated standard game, but using the creative mode. And same thing is true up here. See, I've got all these extra trees that you won't have, and I've got extra flower seed types, and I even have these different kinds of ores that you're gonna, but these are only done on the moons. So unless you've terraformed the moons, these will not be expanded in your inventory. And when you look at the quartz, I've also got the cosmic. Again, only if you've terraformed the moons. Okay, let's see what else is different. Well, the T2 rocket engine. You have certain rockets that you could launch off if you've done the moons. Only if you've purchased through the trade rocket system these different kinds of seeds. And let's see, there's a different kind of fertilizer. Again, the moons, you have to have those terraformed. Then you got the T4 and all that. Well, we've been picking up some of the T4 by going the different routes. Oh, that sounds like we got a special coming down, don't we? Well, you got the same situation. Some of these larvae, some of these fish eggs. There's some resources that you wouldn't have yet. And you got some frog eggs. Fuses, different kinds of fuses, different kinds of access cards. Genetic. Well, unfortunately, they don't break the genetic down. You just have to go genetic traits when you get into the animals and stuff. And you get your creature DNA, what you can make, different kinds of animal foods. So what I selected to do, let's go ahead and get out of there, is use these instead of the blue boxes, blue crates, because they're not as wide. but they do provide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 slots. And normally you don't have too many fuses in here, but this is one way we can break them up, and we can demand them through auto crafting. And then of course you got these shelvings that you can pick up. And I'm trying to think what else. Well, you got this one here, the planet. You got posters that you can pick up. Fish types, there's a few of those. Terraforming is forever. Incarceration is temporary. Terraforming is forever. Well, since the corporate corner try to deny anything and everything, and of course this is how you make your oxygen, but you can also put yourself optimizer in there. Now right now I'm producing extra oxygen, but I'm only doing the first level optimizer. So if we have more oxygen being produced, we would want to see if we've got an optimizer that provides more oxygen. And let's see, in here we've got one for trade rockets, so we have not used that yet to increase our trade rocket. And let's see, what would come? We would automatically demand something that comes after trade rocket multiplier fuse. We want animal multiplier fuses. Yep, that would be the one. And then after animal multiplier fuses would come there it is right here, growth multiplier fuses for your plants and stuff. And we've only got one left, but that's our last one. So if we came over here, the first one would be, look down here, fuse cartridge. You have to make that first before you can make these other ones. So we need a storage place for them, of course. And then the next one would be pressure multiplier fuses. And we can buy most of these through the trade system, even at the level we're at right now. And the third one would be heat. Oh, we've already got that one set up. This is your energy multiplier fuses. And as you can see, we have quite a few of them. Now, those are on demand, so if I ever come back with any and stick them in one of my miscellaneous, the drones would know to bring it up here and put it in there, which will become important to me later when I do the moons. Okay, this would be the plant multiplier, so if you want more flowers, more trees, more something from your spreaders, then you would go ahead and use this one here. But even this one is not going to be able to hold everything, which would be a little bit of a nuisance, because this is how we replenish. Let's see, there's a plant, so this would be oxygen multiplier. When we go to the moons, we can grab stuff from here. And here's your production. So if we look in there, you've got your plant, you got your oxygen, you got your production, and then trade rocket. After that would come animal multiplier. So we're pretty well caught up, except we don't have this under storage yet. We also don't have these under storage yet defined. So when we have extra ones, they'll stay in our miscellaneous storage system until we do provide a separate storage place. We cannot craft these through with the auto crafters yet, so it's not really something we'd be getting too excited about right now. Okay, did I explain that enough? Now that's part of the reason why this 2x2 is not big enough. We need a 3x3. Rebuilt just like you see right here. Of course, these shelves would probably hold something. Right now, the only thing they could hold would probably be the toys. Let's see, like these things right here. But we could also put these upstairs in the trophy room. So I'll tell you what, we'll put one of them down here. And let's see what we gotta do. Right click to builds. Okay. So I would put one down here like this. And then I would go upstairs. Let's see. No, I think the other one would be a little faster. I think. Oh, we want to get into the bedroom. The bedroom. And we want to go to the trophy. The one for the animals. There we go, right there. And we would put both of these in there. And I'd probably take this one out and take it downstairs. That way I only have one of each. And as you can see, we've got space for two more if they're different. Now this is the Sharky right here with the 8 legs. That's your species number 1. This one I think is species number 2. And the one that looks a little bit like a llama, hairless llama, I think is number 3. That one I think is 5, but I can't remember for sure. Alright, so let's, of course we got some posters up here above the bed. We really need a 3x3, which you have to buy through the trade rocket system. So when we rebuild all of this here on Planet Prime, would do it with the focus in mind that would be the biggest structure we would have under a megadome. And of course we've got to have that open first. So now we would go here, right click it, and I would probably put it on a different shelf. So we would be scheming 2 per shelf. Like that. And see, it just barely fits. And then of course I have some extra shelving right here. And in this one we would probably put in the golden trophies, the effigies that we get through the golden crates. I haven't opened up all that many golden crates. And I haven't finished my frog collection. See, there's some butterflies I don't have there yet. And there's some fish I don't have there yet. And we would probably put another display like you see of each of these in a larger bedroom. But this is our workspace. So we have our place where we could roast you know, different kinds of foods, even though all of our food's highly processed. Okay, now we've got the animal food open. We've already put some feeders out. We've put a couple of shelters out, well, 4 of them I think altogether. And we could make animal food number 2. But I think here is number 1, yeah. Now before we start making animals, now I haven't even done this particular butterfly yet. I think I did that one. I don't remember if I put it on the trophy wall yet. There's a tree. It looks like mushrooms. Yeah, we've done all those. Got some more frog eggs. And we got a new jetpack. But notice that it's a T4 jetpack. So to give you a quick briefing on that one, we would have to go over here to this device. advanced craft station, and we will look for T4, T5. I've got T4 mounted, I think, already, don't I? Yep, we do. T4 is already mounted. Now I can't do T5 until I can make the cosmic quartz, and I also have to have the T2 rocket engines. Neither of those are available on Prime. You have to go to the moons. And there's your T2 rocket, and you can learn how to do that one. Now this one we can learn to do locally because we can collect and we can craft a lot of those quartz. So to see what quartz we can craft, we would have to go to auto crafter and take a look. Doesn't matter which one it is, you can do any one of them. That's not an auto crafter, that's the storage. There we go. No, that's storage also. Yeah, here we go. See, right now we're trying to craft these. So we click on it, and then we find our selection there, which is this one. Those are the things that we have to have. We don't have the fuse cartridge yet. So until we have that nearby, and here's your problem. Trade rocket, you gotta have that special, what do they call that? Selenium. And then you gotta have a lot of quartz. And if we back up to the fuse cartridge, you gotta have solar and circuit board nearby. Then you can start doing energy multiplier if you have cosmic quartz, which we will not have on Prime. It's just not provided on Prime. Now you could try to, if you've been through the moons and you've terraformed them, you can actually make the cosmic quartz, but look what it takes. It takes all the quartz, plus it takes osmium, obsidian, and you got the zeolite and the nitrogen. Now if we go down here and we look, we are set up to make it, and we've already made some, but it burns up a lot of our quartz real quick. That's why I don't have these being stored anywhere, like upstairs where I showed you where we had all the quartz. Can see there? That's all the quartz we have, because the stuff that's upstairs where I've been storing it, I took it off of the first option, which of course is to basically collect and hoard. Demand is what the game calls it. So once we burn through all that, that's it. Now we can make this one, and you can see what it takes. But of course you have to finish your terraforming in more than Prime. See, this one's not too hard. This is pretty easy to do on Prime, if you can get this to open up so that you can autocraft it. As you can see, I can't autocraft very much. I can do solar or polar. I could do these, and I could do these. But my access to quartz, the different kinds of quartz, is very limited. So once I've made it too many of these, and that's it. I can't make any more. Unless I could bring back from one of the moons or Humble the quartz that I'm missing. Hopefully that's all clear to you. Now I've got some, options here. Right now I'm storing rocket engines in here, but it's all T1 or first level, because we can craft those if we have them. See right here, I got once it's crafted, it's on demand, so it goes into here. Now I don't really see a reason to use a larger storage cabinet than what we're using. Now, uranium rod, it makes sense to use a larger because we can have so much of it so easily. So you kind of have to pick your storage facility. Like here, see, I really don't do anything with it. I put it on supply, but do I have a storage space for it? Well, this one I do. I used one of these upstairs on my mission rack, this one. But once we fill up over here and storage, then we're pretty much done. We have some of this to be collected all over the place. So anyway, the idea is when you do auto crafting, you also want to do storage, but you don't always want to use the largest storage ability. See there? So we're not making any of these, and you might wonder why. And do you see it? We've got to have the fuse cartridges first. Now, everything that you see there, we can provide, but the flowers can become a problem real fast. Silkworm, well, not so bad. We can auto-craft those. We're not doing it right now, but we could. What we are doing is we're, let me review that too. Where did we put those? Was it over here? Yeah. You got these two stations right here. And the drones are doing a pretty good job of keeping these empty. Come on, get up there. Now we could put more of these out, but these are our primary source of all larvae. And do you remember me showing you that? Let's see, this is another miscellaneous. So we've got everything in on priority 4. So if we happen to come here and look at our inventory and say, hey, I'm carrying some stuff I don't need to be carrying around, but we also don't want to just dump it into the shredder. Let's see, where am I trying to? Oh, upstairs. Okay, let's see, we want to go. No, let's see, this is the where we make our critters, which I guess is the next thing we need to show. There's all the larvae that we can craft it, but we really don't need to craft it. We can just store it because we have those two out there. So the first thing we do is take off our excessive, since we have so many of the same thing. And I think I've already showed this, haven't I? I don't want to get too carried away with how many I've got. Yeah, we'll keep the rest of them for now. And we've got another one right here, same thing. So we'll take the extra B out of here, the extra blue. Now later on, we're going to be looking to have extra of certain types. And we'll show you that when we start doing the demonstration. Oh, I gotta get rid of all this first. So we don't have anything we want to keep. Yep, there we go. Alright, let's go back to there. Since this is a big part of the game, and well, I do want to keep these, and that's going to be demonstrated when we do, I should say, when we start making our own little animals. And we don't have a way to make frog eggs. without actually crafting them. The game doesn't seem to provide any other way to come up with frog eggs. Well, generic frog eggs you can get out of the wild when you find those little spots where the frogs start showing up and producing generic eggs. In the wild, we can also craft generic eggs out of the wild, and we've been, you know, picking these up by going on those missions to remote sites and pillaging the wrecks that we find. That's about the only way to get some of the frog eggs. So far, the only frog eggs we've been able to find that way are these black, which I call the Halloween frogs. They're all black with red eyes. And these Jumi, I think that's how you pronounce it, Jumi frog eggs. But they're both 500%, so those are nice to have, better than what we can craft. And then we get the eggs from the fish, but we get those whenever we put out. There we go, right there. Water life collectors. So we get the A, B, or C photoplankton, and we get eggs depending on where we put these in the water. So you might want to spread one or two of those all over the map. Alright, so now let's get over here and look at our... Now, this is the reason why we collect certain things and why it's important to go on those missions to remote sites. But see, this is also a way you can burn up your quartz, but only 2 out of the 5 kinds. And here's all your larvae. There's your eggs from the frogs. So depending on what kind of a trait that you want that you don't have, that's what you would go through here and look for. And of course I've been getting rid of some of these. Alright, and there's your bee larva. It gives you a species number 1. That's the sharky. That's the shark looking thing with 8 legs. This one gives you species number 2. And I think that's the one that kind of looks a little bit like a snail. And then this one will give you a species number 3. And I believe that's the one that looks like a llama that with no hair. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, then you got these real nice seeds, but it gives you the bioluminescence. This one gives you a size number 3. It's another way to get something a little bit bigger, because I'm trying to remember if the size thing works backwards or not. I think size number 1 is the smallest. And then I think it goes all the way up to 5, I remember, for the largest. But of course that takes time, it's got to grow. And then here's our color B. So these, the only way I can get those is if I find them growing wild out and about on Planet Prime, or I go to a remote site and go through the wreck and collect these. A lot of players don't, for some reason. They don't collect them. Tusca seeds, these aren't so hard to come by. Now remember, color B is the top half of the critter, color A is the bottom half. But if you have this particular flower, that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get that color B, and you're going to get that particular color. It's not random, it's very specific. And there's another option, different kind of flower seed and a different color. See there? So that's how you get your basic colors, by the flower seeds. This one is bioluminescence. Now, since it takes quartz, those 2 biolums must be favorites for the game, because I can't imagine spending quartz like that. Alright, we get a size 2, we get a size 1, that's the sharky again. Or I should say the smaller sizes. Golden frog eggs. That's going to give you bioluminescence, skin pattern, and remember these colors are not random. They're very specific to the egg that you're making, or I should say not making, but extracting a genetic trait from. Okay, if I explain that pretty good. These are your fish eggs. These up here goes your frog. Then you got back down to different kinds of butterfly larvae. So if you take this butterfly larva and you run it through this extract genetic traits option, you know exactly what you're going to get. And it won't change. It will always be that particular thing that's unique to that particular butterfly larva. But anyway, that should help explain to you why I've got so many. And this one here, we decided we would make it kind of like a collector's hobby room. There's your different uniforms, and then you get up here and you can look at it to see which one it is. That's the Turio T. What would that be? Or would you pronounce the O too? Turio or Turo? And there's your genetic one. That's the one you start with. So now I did have some aquariums up here, but I said, look, if I'm going to display all the fish eggs to see what kind of fish they are, and these will only do 2 at a time. There you go. Now, if you was actually doing this in real life, you would not put these outside like I did here. Primarily because of algae. Algae growth would soon clog up the windows. They would not be clear. And then of course we put some in this one. That's the T2 version. If for some reason you want to put up a bunch of these, so you can, instead of doing what I did there with the T1 aquarium, do a bunch of these and then decide if you want to color code them or put them in a random order, just whatever. Just remember, you got to be elevated quite a bit. Otherwise, the bottom will never be installed and you won't be able to put the T2 aquarium on display. And the oxygen provider, and of course I'd be talking about zoom up a little bit here, biodome, that provides a perfect place to grow plants and generate oxygen. It has a lot of wasted space, and I've normally chosen to take the extra space. First of all, put some extra plants in there, and usually you want your best plants, the highest per oxygen boost, which is going to be 500 or 600. And I go ahead and put all of my silk farming operation in here too, until I get kind of full, which I am right now. Now normally I would have everything at the same level, everything linked up, but I didn't do that this time. I didn't build these together at the same time, so as you can see, I've got a big space right here. So this has to just hang there, and I gave it a back door instead of a window. So when I rebuild my base, I want to make sure I do it a little bit differently. And I think I've explained why you want to put these up here. See, I need another production one here. And I think this one's full. Yeah, this is full. But you see the big, whoop, I can't get away too far. See the big circle? Everything that's producing, that's your auto crafters, your farms, anything that you put out here that is making something, producing something, this will speed it up. So I think I need to be one more. Now I think it would be a good idea to go ahead and maybe in this corner put another one of those and another right in here with production fuses in them, because they will influence anything I put at the higher level and anything I have at the lower level, as long as it's within that circle of influence. And as you can see, that circle of influence is pretty big. Now, some players want to put these higher or they want to put them lower. These autocrafters or optimizers. But so it's kind of important to remember that you can float these foundations and they float just high enough to where you can put stuff under them. See there? So stacking your production cycles is pretty good. Now this one is a little bit tall. Normally it does not fit inside. Let's see, I've got one over here. Well, I did have one right there and it did fit under, but notice that I skipped. I've got a big hole right there, you might say. So I couldn't put it under here, so I started putting it on the outside like this and with ground contact, since I've got this one elevated. If I had it elevated 1/2 of the foundation more, I probably could have got it to match up. So I just have to remember to start off with a really big fully elevated patch. These are your butterfly farms, and if they only have one, that's the first level. And if they have 2 larvae, that's your T2 version. Now, it turns out that it's a good idea to put all of your monster last biggest possibility drills that you can make down first, and then come back and fill it in. See how some of the legs don't touch? Now I was trying to get around that by putting in some foundations, but that didn't work out for me quite as well as I thought it would. Yeah, I'm missing one of these heat multipliers in here, but I can start buying those. So I could go ahead and expand this, but notice how some of it won't show up. But that's the best I could do when we've got these big inclines like this. And sometimes they won't let you put them in. They figure there we go, we found a spot. But that's just all that'll show, because the rest of it goes underground. But that is one way to get these not to end up leaning one way or the other. Have them nice and flat to the rest of the terrain. But it didn't seem to work for these guys. I couldn't seem to make that work. But they don't seem to matter if one of their legs is sticking up in the air. Now see, that's only got the 1 larva in there. And that's not a very high percentage either. That's only a 250. So if we put something in there better, now these can be put on foundations also. All this could be on foundations to keep it nice and level. I'm pretty sure the same is true of these. I know it's true of these, and I know that these bigger ones that'll hold 2. See, I got a 600 and a 500 multiplier for insect score. Now if I want to, I put optimizers out here, specific optimizers. This one of course wouldn't be for plants, it'd be for insects. If I put an optimizer out here, that's the kind of fuse I would need. But notice one thing that I did not account for, the fact that everything makes a circle. I don't know if it's that obvious right now. Let's see. Well, I've got the same flower type in more than one place. But anyway, the butterfly influence has a circle pattern to it, but it doesn't show it. See there? No matter how close I get, it does not show it. But everything is a circle of influence. Yeah, they're not showing it either. The only way you could tell is you'd have to notice that the flowers and how they grow is in a circle. So if I put an optimizer here, we would probably end up with a slightly bigger circle and a higher density of flowers. I don't know if we put an optimizer with an insect fuse in there, we might get more density on how many butterflies come out of there. Oh, here's where I tried to build a platform and put one of these on it, and I couldn't seem to make it work. It goes right through the platform. Doesn't seem to. It seems like these must have ground contact, and that, of course, that's the biggest you got. So that's one thing you would have to find a big flat spot for, if having them look like they're leaning one way or the other, because they've got their legs floating in the air. See, sometimes their legs don't float. See there? That one just has a lean to it. And other times they try to, put in a level, and none of the legs are floating. And other times they just lean and one leg might or might not float. Now, I think I mentioned this already a couple times, but these are all over the map. And once you start making frogs, then they start appearing. Normally they will not appear until you make your first frog. And then they'll lay eggs, generic eggs that you can collect one time. And then they'll never collect again. So this space becomes basically wasted. With the larvae, they will always be floating down and right behind you a lot of times. If you're picking them up, right behind you. Next thing you know, there'll be more of them laying on the ground, and all you gotta do is turn around and you notice. Now, also notice that I still have the level 1, and they're all clocked up because we're not actually using these. But eventually we will. If I was playing a normal game, we'd come over and we'd collect those as we need them. And I do like to kind of organize things. And it's going to be a long time before this stuff comes out of here. Even if I was playing a normal game. But this is all generic. So if you look, you'll always see this. Basic materials is the only thing it'll collect. Whereas if we go to various sites, it'll tell you that you could collect a rare element rather than the common ore. Alright, this will be our animal, what would you call it, generation. Now they don't breed. I guess they're all females, or they're sterile, or they're all males, something like that. And when you look here and see this, anything within the circle of influence. So this one feeder serves all 4 of those, as the same is true about this. Any animal that we generate in there, that will be fed right there. And we can have a maximum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we put these little cartridges in here after we decide what we make, and we try to mix it up. So 4 of these is usually plenty by the time you get all these filled with critters. And they won't stay put necessarily. They will roam around a little bit. But the food and the water, well, the water anyway, the plants, is all provided. You can't really do too much with decoration. About the only thing you could do is fill these up And I guess that's the next thing we would do. Since everything is pretty much on automatic right now. Even though we do not have all of the auto crafting I would want to have. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, so we can put stuff in here. How about if we want to do a 111? Well, let's see. This will give us species number 1, which is Sharky. So we collect the bee larva. And now we want to get a color of number 1. How about brown? Would brown look good? Let's see the size number 1. Well, before I start this, give me a second. I need to drain the old lizard. Okay. Get this wireless headset going again. Alright, I think we got it going here. Alright, so let's get a bee larva for species number 1, the Sharky. And we would have to cut across here and find us a bee larva. Boom. And we'll try to go number 1 with everything. Alright, so That's going to take care of our species. Now we want to do a size number 1. Nah, I think I'll leave that off. Let me find a size number 1. Come on, there's got to be one that does size number 1. Size number 1, we need a common larva. Okay, let's run over here, find us a common larva. Which is right there. Okay, now we gotta decide our color. There doesn't seem to be a number 1 color, so color B. Should we make them all brown, or what would that be? Kind of a creamy white or a purple, royal purple. So we need a Nulna seed. That's for the B side. Nulna seed. Let's see, that would be let's see, where would that be? Which one would be the quickest way to get there? I think we'd have to cut through here. Wait a minute. No, there wouldn't be any. Yeah, there wouldn't be any there. Those are flower seeds. Alright. Nula. That one right there. I think I did the right one, didn't I? Alright, and then we want to cut through there again, or take the scenic route. Alright, so let's see, make sure I did that right. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, now I need a color A that's the same. Color A, color A. There's color A, but that one is not the purple. Color A, well, that's kind of a white color. That's got a greenish tint to it. Oh, we're in the bio, there's B again. That looks pretty close, but I thought it was some purple. There it is, that's what we need. We need a Leany. I think that's what it's saying is a Leany. And it's got to be a larva, butterfly larva. I wonder if we got one in here by chance. Right there, that one right there, Leany. Alright, so we got 2 colors that are the same now. Now we won't cut through the bedroom again, we'll go this way. Alright, there's all of our basics. Now we also need well, I'll tell you what, let's render these right now. These are all left clicks. Alright, so then we transfer it all over. So we got a generic species, the Sharky number 1. We've got the size of number 1. We got the 2 colors, top color, bottom color. the same. Well, it might be easier just to load it up. Just left click again. So we've got all the basics, but we might want to do a skin pattern color that's not purple. Or we might want to just do a skin pattern. It would need to be a different color. What color would we want? These are considered to be optional. See, it actually says the word optional there. And then we got a variant is optional. Bioluminescence is optional. So we have all the basics, but I think we ought to have some stripes in there. I'll tell you what, let's just go look to see what we've got in the cabinet. Okay, there's skin pattern and there's one with color. Purple and green, purple and brown. Yeah, I think that might look alright. Let's go with the brown one. And then we have quite a bit of choices here. But if I picked one, this one's got a number 1, so I'd pick that one to keep it all ones. And a variant, let's organize it. I think I'd pick a number 1 again. And then we go over here, bioluminescence. That looks like a 7. Yeah, so I'll pass on that one. And we've already got the size, so now we go over here and we put these in. The only thing we didn't do was a bioluminescence. Well, maybe we should do a bioluminescence. Is there a bioluminescence that's a number 1? Yeah, right there. Ooh, golden seed. Ouch. That's a high percentage. That's like a 500% seed if I remember right. Well, let's do it. Let's go find our seed of golden. And then we want to go back this way. Nope. This way. And let's see. Did we have... That's not a tree seed, right? No, that was a flower seed. Did we actually put a golden one in here anywhere? Oh, that's more like vine, miscellaneous vines. No, I don't think we do. What was the name of that seed? Yeah, this is generic stuff. This is fertilizers and mutagen. Oh, I know what we could do. We could go look in our miscellaneous storage and see if by chance we've got one in there. No, I don't see flower seeds at all in there. No, we've got vine seeds, but no flower seeds. Same thing is true there too. Alright, so these might have potential. Oh no, that's the Nolja. Nope, vines and tree bark. Nope. I've organized these a little bit, but not much. Nope, just all vines. Let's see, we wouldn't have anything down here, would we? Unless it's in miscellaneous. Oh, vines again. Oh, we didn't organize this. There we go. Organized a little bit better. Okay, and we've got one. Oops, need to be on the inside. Or did we take that one out? Yeah, we took it out. We had one of these right there that was miscellaneous. Darn. So we would want to go back up to where we could make flowers and see if by chance we can make a flower, a golden seed. No, we can make the food. Of course, the animals at first they'll eat anything your avatar can eat. The only thing I haven't tried is these packet foods. But the raw vegetables, I've tried those. And they will eat those apparently. Tree seed. No, it'd be a flower seed. And I don't think we have anything available. Oh, I didn't put those on the other side, did I? Golden seed, golden seed. I must not have put something up here for the golden seed. Yeah, I didn't put anything up here for the golden seed. So I probably should try to fix that right now while I'm thinking about it. Okay, about there. And since we're probably going to want a lot of them at some point. Now, how do I label this? Will we just label it golden seed? Good question. Take the scenic route again. Alright, let's find the golden seed. That one right there. Yep, I guess that's what you call it, golden seed. Doesn't seem to have any other kind of name for it. Alright, so let's go back down there. And just say golden. Oops, I need to hit the caps key again. And then if we have it anywhere, we have to find it in here first. There it is, right there, golden seed. And then we need to do the same thing with this one. I'm trying to think. I remember using it for something else, but I didn't find any. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just do that one without the golden seed this time. Now I'm kind of curious, what would that have done? Alright, so anyway, once you get this loaded up to your heart's content, remember you got a lot of options here. Synthesize creature DNA. So we just left click, boom, and it's pretty instant. It tells you what all the things are, you gather it up, and then you run it outside. Let's see, what would be the quickest way to get outside? Probably this way. Go to our animal. We'll go to this one first. Click and then left click, boom. And instant gratification. There we got a little purple sharky. Purple top, purple bottom. No bioluminescence, but he does have the horns. That's the variation. The first variation is those two little horns on the top of his head. Now if we get close enough, we can see all the details. He's only 30% grown, so he's got a ways to go. Skin pattern is the brown. I don't know, can you really see it? The brown kind of looks more red than it does brown, doesn't it? And we can pet him if we want to, and he gives us a generic trait back. But you have to wait about 10 to 12 minutes, I think, before you can pet him again, something like that. Alright, what did we get? We got a generic trait of bioluminescence number 9. Wow. And we didn't give him any bioluminescence. Huh. It seems kind of weird that they would give us bioluminescence. Well, anyway, we need to fix him up with some food. Now, we'll put him the normal demand. We'll hold down the control key, and we'll click on all three of these, even though we're not making any. Now, we do have the basic foods, so we'll click on these too. No, I think I'll skip the berries. I mean, beans, because I kind of need those for other things. And I haven't tried these, and I don't think I will either, because we need those for the trade rockets. So that would be all the normal food choices. So now if we go there, see, we've got the different kinds of animal food can go in there. We've got the eggplant, the squash, and the mushrooms. And right away they filled it up with eggplant. We're just not using it up fast enough. So we'll have to raise our sharky on eggplant. Now, at about this time is when you want to go over here and say, okay, look, I want to be able to feed the sharky better with animal food. So we need to find an autocrafter that's not busy. I don't remember how many cabinets we need. Let's see. Let's find the first one. What does it need? It needs honey, beans, and common larva. So where we're making honey and beans is the high quality food packets. So that would be a good place to be able to make animal food, since we'd already have storage for just about everything. Except for maybe the larva. Oh, wait a minute. I went the wrong way, didn't I? I need to go back up this original aisle where we started all this. Find the food packets. Right there. Now, we've already got the beans, and behind that, we've already got the honey. So the only thing we need different, and I'll make it right here. Animal food number 1 is we need common larva. So I'm going to make this one common larva. Yeah, we feed larva, and we need to put a demand for common larva, which is right there. So now we have 2 spots of where we're collecting common larva. Upstairs, where we're doing the butterfly larva, and here. and that will start producing once it has all 3 items available. Alright, now let's see. What kind of... Oh, yeah, we're draining the beans, but we're keeping up. And, oh, they're taking it out of here to do the rocket ships. So it'll be competing with the rocket ships. But they have a tendency to be launched all at the same time. There's the honey. And there's where we're doing this. And we're keeping up with the honey demand pretty good. And on this side we have algae. Alright, what are we making for algae? Well, anyway, we would probably put common larvae on this side here too. Or we can leave it open for something else, because I don't think we're going to make all that much animal feed. Or we're not going to need that much animal feed, I should say. But the one thing I didn't do is I didn't put this on supply. So I need to put this on supply. And it'll be animal food number 1. And no, there's no need to put that on a high. Okay, oh, that's why we've got algae right there, because we're making the bacteria samples, which we're selling through the rockets, the trade rockets. Now, what would be animal number 2? What would it need? Yeah, we can't do 3 yet. It needs algae, the animal food number 1, and rare larvae. So the only thing we need to add to our, probably right here, I guess, or right here, either way. Yeah, I'll put it right here. Rare larva. Now we've got quite a bit of that upstairs. Oh, how did that get in there? Oh, okay. Anyway, we want to demand the rare larva, which is right there. And let's go put that generic trait up in storage. And let's see, where are we? So, well, we'll just cut through here this time. And then we gotta go back up this way a little bit. That's not much of a shortcut, is it? Alright, and it was bioluminescence. Yeah, bioluminescence. And then we'll organize a little bit. Okay, we've got everything put away. We've got our first critter made. Now, what if we do a number 2 this time? Everything number 2. Species number... oh. I don't see a number 2. Yeah, we'll have to go figure out what we need to make a number 2 species. Okay, number 2 species. We need silkworm. Alrighty, that's not going to be much of an issue, since we've been collecting this stuff. In fact, do we have a silkworm over here? No, we don't. Let's organize again. There's our silkworm. That'll give us number 2. Now we want to do our colors. What colors are we going to go for this time? Oh yeah, I need a size number 2. That's a size number 3. these are gonna be like, if I remember right, these are like the llama looking critters. What color would we use for same color again? Except making it like a creamy white. So we need a tusk, that's color B, Tusca seed. Oh, wait a minute, I could copy the recipe, right? Oh, I could also just right click, okay. Let's do that then. Alright, I keep forgetting in creative mode everything's a little different. So now I need a color B, because that's the color, no, that is color B. I need a color A that is going to be a kind of a creamy white. There's size 2. Generic trait size 1. Bioluminescent skin pattern. Maybe we should give it a purple. I like purple. Yeah, let's go with that. Now we need the other color. Color A. That's not the right color. If I want to keep them both the same. That's more of a white than a creamy. That's kind of a greenish. That's color B. Color B. I've got B already. That's a B, right? Yeah, that's a B. Color A. There we go. Right there. Alright, then we'll throw those over there, we'll organize them. So we got a size 2, we got a color A, color B, kind of a purple skin pattern color for like stripes, and a size 2. Alright, let's see, what else did we do? We didn't do a bioluminescence. Can we get a bioluminescence number 2? See, that's the skin pattern number 2, but no color. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, now how about, what do we need for the bioluminescence? A number 2 on the bioluminescence. That's a 6. That's a 5. There's a 2 right there. Golden frog eggs. Oh, that figures. Something fancy. Alright, now let's go over here. Whoop. And start organize it, click it all in. The only thing we didn't do is a variation number 2. Let's go with that too. Find us a variation number 2. Species, variation number 2. That usually boils down to like little antenna bumps of some sort. Sometimes they look like horns. There it is, bioluminescence number 2. What? Golden frog eggs. Okay, we'll go with it. And now we didn't throw it in there. Oh, wait a minute. That's bioluminescence. We already did that one. Alright, let's add it to our collection here. Bioluminescence. We were trying to do a variation number 2. Alright, let's find it where we get variations. I'm not coming across variations. They don't offer any variations? You have to pet critters in order to get variations? Is that the idea? Well, I'll be darned, I think we do. It doesn't look like it's giving variations. Yep, I don't see the word variations coming up at all. Okay, well, we'll have to make it without variations. Alright, boom, and we're ready to go. Right, left click and... let's... No, I don't want to go out this way. I want to go out this way. That gets me right by the door. And this time we'll use the second one. That'll be the first one in there. And a number 2, oh, it's a little split tail guy. I don't know, what would he look like? Can't really zoom in any better than that. But you can see he's got the purple pattern on the back. That's his stripes. It's kind of not very strong, is it? No, it isn't. Okay, now over here they filled it up with vegetables, so let's go with the other one. And let's say the only thing we want over here is we want this one, and we want this one, or we'll take this one. No vegetables. And as you can see, it'll do any animal we create for any of these, it'll feed them all, just like this one will feed them all. And they'll roam around a little bit, but they don't really go that far normally. Oh, I don't see the other one already. Don't see the other one. Where did the other one go off to already? Well, darn, we lost our Sharky. The Sharkies do like the water, but I don't see them in the water. They usually like really shallow water for some reason. Did he get under here somewhere? Well, anyway, what do you think? Is that a pretty good show and tell? Let's see, we've been at this for about an hour and almost a half. Or should I do one more? This time all number 3s. Well, let's go get back over here. Okay, so now we want a species number 3. There we go. And we want a size of 3. Yep. Color B. Yeah, let's go with brown. Let's go with all brown this time. So now I need a color A that's kind of a brown. Let's see, that I think it's supposed to be like a charcoal black. No color. But it's got a color dot there, so I think it's going to have a color. So I'll do that one. And let's see what we got here. We got bioluminescence 2. color be? No, that'd be the top color. We'd want that to be a brown. There it is, right there. Okay. And righty. Usually you have to press this because you'll have these items across here. But just remember, I'm in creative mode, so I can kind of skip some of the steps. Alright, so let's see. Go ahead and put everything over. Now we do have a color. We don't have a variant. And we don't have a bioluminescence. See if we can find a bioluminescence number 3. Whoa, wait a minute, what was that? There it is right there, number 3. Alright, we're good to go. I can't imagine why we'd want to put another set of stripes on him, but I guess we could. Alright, so now let's get back over here, down by the front door. And we've already used those two, so let's use this one this time. Yep, yeah, the hairless llama with the hardback. Is that supposed to be fur by chance, or is that like a rough skin or something? Well, anyway, he's chocolate. He's all chocolate. There's your number 3. Now we did do a bioluminescence, but yeah, his stripes don't really show up too well, do they? Yeah, they're supposed to be kind of a charcoal color, but I guess the stripes just don't show up too well. Should have used a lighter color, I guess. Okay. Well, I'm gonna figure that that's a pretty good show and tell. What do you think? Is that gonna do the trick? Huh, so we don't have any variation options. We have to pet critters for that. So I guess that's the thing I have to show you now, is to find an... We've already launched the rockets. I probably should show that first. In fact, it wouldn't hurt to see, that's a plant rocket. That's, oh, we can't do those. Those are the fancy rockets. Here we go. Animal spread rocket. There's the things you'd have to bring. Now, the generic traits, it doesn't seem to be too picky, and you only need 6 of them. And I think they could even all be the same trait, because I launched this before and it gave me sharkies. It might have given me something else, but it's not obvious. And it's fish. For some reason, it's always a tube of fish. But you get 4-legged critters with them. Alright, and now we'll head out across, because I'll show you where I found the sharkies. I should be able to find some of those hairless llamas too, but I haven't came across them yet. I've launched off 2 or 3 of those rockets so far. I think it's 3 with that one I just launched off. Alright, you see this big gigantic waterfall mess? You want to kind of go over in this direction first. and then look around a little bit. The critters are usually around water. Ah, here we go, sharkies. So give them a pet. We haven't been back here for almost an hour, and you try not to miss too many of them. And if you've already petted them once, it will not give you a trait until the time limit has expired. Let's see, I think he was the first one, wasn't he? Oh, he's got a couple of variants on him, doesn't he? He's got the, I don't know if you call those antennas or horns, and he's got the bumps. Yeah, we've petted him already. Okay. Now the next place, did I pet you already? Yeah, I guess I did. So maybe I got everybody here already. So now the next place would be, got a real shallow area right over here. And there we go. Alright, that looks, these are the first two. And notice that they're all sharkies. Maybe we'll pick up some variations this time. Now there's one, I think this is the one we haven't done yet. Now you see all those tiny little spots? I don't know if those are supposed to be stripes or if that's the bioluminescence. The kind of the glow in the dark thing. We'd have to take a look at while there's dark. Now sometimes you can find some more places. I don't remember checking up here. So far I'm not seeing it. Oh, a chest. Let's go ahead and grab that. Alright, what have we got so far? We got some bioluminescence. Is any of these variations? Yep, there's one. There's another one. Not very much in the way of variations. Alright, and I don't see any up here or over here. So let's go down the shoreline here and see if by chance we can find some more sharky. Yeah, we'll have to check the islands too. Yep, there we go. There's some more sharky. So you want to try to remember to send off more than a couple of these rockets that full of fish in a tube. I think I got everybody. Ah, here we go. Oh, and frog eggs too. Now, I'm pretty sure how this is working is the more rockets I send off with the fish in the tube and generic traits, the more sharky I'll find. I think I did you already, didn't I? No, I didn't. And if you go to the one moon that's a water world, then you'll find crabs. Okay, here we go. There's another one right there. And I think I saw one. Yeah, I did, right over here. Brown, 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 and they look like gray. Gray stripes, which look more like spots. I think I need to put a teleporter down in this area or over in the shallow area maybe. Very seldom do I actually see the sharky in the water, and if they are, it's not very deep. No, I don't see any sharkies over here. Let's get back over to the shoreline. Maybe I need to send out more rockets. Get more sharkies to pet. I would have thought there would be at least some llama type critters, but I'm not coming across any. Of course, there's a lot of territory I haven't looked at yet. But they usually don't venture very far from water. Alright, has it been long enough? Let's see. Yep, it's been long enough. At least I think this is the same group that I petted the first time. Boy, he's got horns and antlers all over the place, doesn't he? Did I do you already? Yeah, I didn't get no trade from you, so I got you already. Got golden frogs out here. It's getting kind of dark. We can't really see very well out once the sun goes down. But we could check and see if we got some glow-in-the-dark sharkies. Bioluminescence. Got some frogs that are pretty visible. That's a frog. No, maybe it's not dark enough because these guys don't seem to have any bioluminescence that sticks out. Yeah, he's got a little bit maybe. Kind of a greenish. Alright, let's get back over to the first group. There's bound to be another spot that we haven't looked at where we can find more critters. It's probably been long enough to where we can pet all these guys too. I don't think the bioluminescence is really showing up too well. Well, anyway, we made us a little bit of a base right here. Yeah, we should take all this back with us. Oh, we can't. I guess I'll go ahead and keep all this. Huh. I thought we were gonna get generic eggs. But we didn't get generic eggs. I don't believe I brought those with me. I did pick up some frog eggs though. Okay, well anyway. I guess we might as well go back and see. I haven't put a teleporter here, have you? Let's do that. Let's put a teleporter here. So I should probably put down some more foundations first. And we'll put it right here in the front, I think. Yeah. Or we could put it inside. Oops, let's put some more foundations down first. Alright, let's put the... okay, I think I'll face it this way. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And we'll call this, I'll just call it Sharky. Yeah, that's good enough. We could say Sharkies, but no, let's just go with Sharkies. And now we'll head back to headquarters. And so we would want to head upstairs, probably this one, I think. No, we need to go this way. Alright, now let's organize everything. And we got our generic traits there for species. Oh, we got a 3. That's the llamas. Sharkies and llamas, huh? Thanks for dropping out the lives. We really appreciate it. Dropping by our lives. Oh, hey, yeah, no problem there, guy. I kind of like to see what people are doing. That might be different than what I'm doing. Appreciate you stopping by there. I have no idea what that name is. Wagara? Boy, I cannot. I probably butchered the heck out of that. Alright, let's see. Color A. Your output audio is a bit low. Oh, it is? Maybe I moved the microphone too far away. Let's see, I've got another choice. Let me output video, so I go move this up just a little bit more, like so. That should do that, hopefully. Okay, let's see now, what have I got here? I've got color A. Oh yeah, I need to switch back over so I can see the comments. I'm Dargan. Iki Tenchi is my wife. Oh, okay. Husband and wife team. Kind of reminds me of the French couple that made this game. Husband and wife game. Alright, let me get back over here. Let's see. I need colors. A. Oh, now we got a B's. And then we got spin, skin. Cool, I didn't know that. Oh, maybe you didn't, yeah, you probably didn't look at the intro when you come into the game the first time. Well, anytime you come into the game, I think that there's a little briefing you could read. And also certain people talk about it. I suspect they're getting help from time to time. Okay, now I've got I got variants for a change. So here we go. Seems like the only way you can get a variant is you have to pet some of the wild critters. And then we got the bioluminescence. They usually give you quite a bit of those. And then I got a bunch of them on size. But they're all 1s, 3s. Okay, there we go. And now I need to do something with the frog eggs. So I need to come over here. I don't recall seeing it in the intro, but I usually skip all that to get to the gaming, so I can test how it works with my setup. Yeah, in fact, there's a place you can put in your email address, and they will send you the first briefing, and they'll tell you a little bit about themselves. Wait a minute, don't I have one? Yeah, miscellaneous right there. I can put all this in there. Let the drone sort it out. Of course, it'll stay there forever if I don't have storage space. Apparently we had storage space for the vegetable seeds. We might not have any storage space for the other items though. I'd have to make more space somewhere. But anywho, we'll leave that in there. And we haven't needed this stuff yet. And they've probably got all of it full by now too. Yeah, they do. Since I don't use that much of it. But then again, I'm playing creative. So it's a little bit different. Well, let's see. I've probably beat this to death, haven't I, with the show and tell? I better go ahead and check up here again. Organize it. Get all the extras, excessive extras out of here. Since I don't really have to hold on to stuff like you might in a regular game. Okay, we don't seem to be getting very many of these for some reason. Yeah, that's a pretty good reduction. Same thing here. Wow, we're really picking up the honeybees. Wow. Yeah, once again, we're not picking up very many of those. Getting all kinds of rare in this one. Oh, I'm full already. So let's go meet Mr. Shredder. And I don't have anything in there I'm trying to hold on to, so now we get back here and finish up this one here. Let's see, we want to take these 3 out. I'm gonna hold on to those, of course. I think they're a little too valuable to thin down. Okay, we've got things under control again. gonna put ready for our stream. Just wanted to drop by since I saw you were on live. Hey, thanks for stopping by. And I'm just about ready to log off too, because I think I've already beat this horse to death. And oh, I haven't set that up yet, have I? We've only got what, these 3 to go: extraction, solar systems screen, and the interplanetary travel rocket. Yep. Oh, let's see. Did I don't. Let me see here. That's the one that requires the cosmic. Even though I do have cosmic being made here, I'm wondering if I should go ahead and do this. No, I don't have the T2 rocket engine, and I haven't tried to make any. But since I've terraformed everything, I probably can. Yeah, I've terraformed everything in this game, including the DLC Humble. And that's why it shows these extra items that the first time player would not have. Oh, I never did do that, did I? Yep, there's a lot to that. And I need to stick this over here, organize everything. So now when we go around, we'll have these little warden key pop-ups. Kind of looks like a little altar that provides a warden key. But I've been at this for a while, so I think I might need to end this one now. Yeah, of course I could just let it sit here, so since I never get hungry or thirsty or need oxygen. And I am very, very tempted to rebuild my base in another location over there where they got the warp gate, because it's got water and everything. It's just a smaller place, but it's got a nice big flat area. And I would like to build with using the larger. Oh, wait a minute. All my rockets are gone, aren't they? Yeah. So I can't really show that. I gotta have a rocket here. But anyway, I could purchase a 3x3. And that's what I want to use for my rebuild in a different location. I'm not going to take any of this down, what you see right here. In fact, I'll just probably add to it before I mess around and take anything down. See, we haven't pet the pets, have we? There we go. Pet the pets. Gave me a grunt and a genetic trait. No noise? No noise out of this guy. How you doing there, Mr. Sharky? Oh, he kind of made a little bit of a noise. Let's see. We only made 3 pets? I thought we made 4. No, I guess we didn't. Yeah, because I didn't... Wait a minute. Which one was it I didn't put anything in? Yeah, I haven't put anything in here yet. So what do we get? We got a bioluminums. We got a generic trait variant, and we got a color A by petting our pets, which are not quite fully grown yet. And what do we got here? Oh, they haven't refilled it? Oh, they just refilled it. Boy, they seem to be doing a lot of eggplant over here. Later on, I'll probably remove the vegetables and make the game only supply the food. But I haven't done too much with that. I've got the first one going. Oh. But I don't think I've done the second one yet. Let's see, where's... Oh yeah, I did too. Wait a minute, that looks like the third one. Oh, there it looks like the first one. And did I mark that? Oh, I did not mark that as supply yet. Kind of messed up there, didn't I? That might be why that other one is sitting empty. Huh. That's the T1. What's this one? Is this the T1 or T2? Oh, that's the T2. It's taking all the stuff out of the T1 in order to make a T2. Well, that's cool, I guess. There's no harm in that. We haven't been to the moon yet, so they're not allowing me to build a T3 food, animal food option here. We'd have to terraform at least one of the moons first. Yeah, we do have kind of a surplus. Yeah, we're not really doing anything except making, was it fertilizer with that eggplant? Let's see, let's get down here where we've got some fertilizer going. I try to group these up depending on what they need. I could have sworn I had some fertilizer going in here somewhere. I thought it was right here on this end. Ah, there it is right there. And this is one of the few things that actually uses eggplant that I've got going. Yep. Okay. You know, come to think of it, I don't think I did T2 fertilizer yet. Yeah, I don't think I did the T2 fertilizer. So all the fertilizer we've got in storage is probably from visiting those remote isolated wreck sites. Oh no, wait a minute. There it is right there. Now I can't do 3 because that resource comes from the moon. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it. Let's check out our drone stations and see if by chance we have more than enough drones to keep up or if we need to put in some more. Alright, anybody in storage? Oh, we've got a lot of people in storage. T1 and T2 drones mixing it together. So we have more than enough drones to keep up with demand. And I've got another drone station. Because one of them was all T1 drones. Here it is. And this one I believe was all T2 drones. That's weird. It shows T1 drones. And we've got a bunch of drones on vacation over here too. So we've got more than enough drones with 50 to get everything done. But that would of course also indicate that we're filling up all of our storage and we're not really using it up, what we've got in storage, fast enough to keep the drones out and about fetching. But when we build the second base, way out over there somewhere, where the in fact, let's get over there. I was watching some other folks. Gonna get ready for our stream. Just wanna. Okay, thanks. I've already read that at least once, haven't I? Alright, let's see. I need to go a little bit more to the left. Oh, and I never did blow this out, did I? Yeah, I never did clear that. Alright, we'll have to do that one. But it won't be this session because this session's already getting kind of long. Now let's see, if I remember right, the flat area is right up here, is it? And water's right there. Gotta have water. Yeah, this does look pretty flat. And it's a rather large area too. So as long as I put down the first foundations so that none of this rock shows through. Yep, we gotta put the first foundation down so none of the rock shows through. We could even overhang. Yep, we can overhang quite a ways, looks like. This is a huge area. Oh, generic frog eggs. See, all that's gonna go under foundations, I think. I'll have to make the foundations tall enough so none of that shows through the foundation. We can expand all the way out to here, looks like. Yes, sirree, Bob. This is a nice area. Now, if I decide to start over here, I'd have to start pretty tall because of these rocks. Otherwise, they're going to interfere. And, yeah, the trees might be an issue too. Poking through the foundations, they might prevent something from getting built. And we haven't done anywhere with this spot. If I remember right, this has got a, yep, tower system. Yeah, we haven't been through here at all, have we? We've got osmium down here. We got, pulsar. And it comes out. Alright, let's go ahead and collect all this. Since we're making pulsar, it doesn't really make sense to collect it. And, oh, I think we got turned around. Looks like we're going right back out the way we came in. Yep, I think that's right, but we'll keep going. We'll see. Because it does open up into a different area. If I didn't get twisted around here. And then of course you have to have lots of oxygen bottles if you're playing a normal game. Instead of creative mode like I am right now. Oh, anyway, what's this over here? Oh, it's just... Okay, where did we come out? Oh, we did come out in a different area. Oh, no, we didn't. This is the same area. Because we should have came out back here somewhere. I think it's this one. Well, we got another crate we need to empty anyway. If I remember right, this is where we're supposed to come out. Boy, the drones are staying busy. Look at that. No, wait a minute. That's not drones. That looks more like honeybees. Uh-oh, I don't see the tunnel entrance. So we didn't come out in the right spot, did we? Oh, look what we found. We found the kind of like buffalo looking dudes. So let's put a teleporter here. Yeah, that looks like a good spot for it. And what do they call these things? It's not going to tell me, is it? But I think these are number 5 if I remember right. Kind of look like a cross between a bison, American buffalo, and a water buffalo. And what is the name of that buffalo-like thing that it's got real hairy hair? Darn, I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember what they call those. But that's what they remind me of when I look at them. Did I pet you? I did. And you? Yep, I pet all. Just pet all of you. All right, so now let's see. Right here, we would want to start our living quarters, and we'd start about. Yeah, that looks high enough. Let's do another one. This one will get the stairs. And then we would start, and I'm going to start with the big one. And I think I want to go with the 3x3 since I've already bought it. Oh, wait a minute, I may not be able to do that. Yeah, because of the rock and tree. I would have to put down more foundations. That would get me away from that. And so I'd have to put it this way. And try to get it right about up a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Boy, that's not going to work, is it? Yeah, I don't have a choice. I'm going to have to float it a bit more than I wanted to. And then put my door right here in the center. So now we know where the bison-like critters are. We'd have to keep scouting around before we... Oh, we got a floating rock. An anti-gravity rock. I guess most games are that way. They've got stuff that floats. And we've got the arches indicating there's something of interest around here somewhere. So maybe this way? I don't see a tunnel entrance. Well, around here somewhere there is probably a tunnel entrance. We must be getting to the edge of the map. Yeah, it's got this constant... Oh, yeah, definitely. It keeps getting thicker and thicker, so we need to go back this way. Thus we drop off the edge. Alright, so this kind of curves around and then it points in that direction. Or it curves around and it points in this direction. Now I've already checked over here and I did not see a tunnel entrance. But if I remember right, there is a tunnel entrance around here somewhere. And then we got the Twin Peaks. Maybe the Twin Peaks is telling us where to go. to find a tunnel entrance. Well, I'm not seeing it right now, so. But we are getting back to our new base location that I want to start. It's got a nice big flat area. And then we'll be close to water, so that won't be an issue. Oh, we just found our first warden key. Yep, warden keys. And we found some more generic frog eggs. One shot deal. Oh, some more frog eggs. We'll use all these generic frog eggs at some point. And if I remember right, did we ever finish that one? Hard to say. Back here somewhere is another hidden world to explore. Yeah, but you gotta have explosives. Okay. Okay, that brings back memories. Well, I've been dragging this on for quite a while, so I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and warp back. Did they ever empty all these out? No, they did not. Oh, and I can't hold hardly anymore. I've only got one spot left. They did empty out that one, so we'll go ahead and claim it. And we got this one emptied out now. And we just got one item more to go. Yeah, I never did develop this. Alright, let's go back and let's call this good. Alright, we're back. And we're up to 50, almost 52%. And there wasn't much else to, well, we've got these 3 items here to unlock. This one's all done. And once these are unlocked and we're happy with our second base and everything, which will be a pretty good sized build project, and we'll have to have all of our animal shelters full of critters. And that'll be what, 20 critters altogether? Then we'll probably have all these, by then we'll have all these unlocked. We'll have the complete terraformation done. Yeah, because all of our numbers are still creeping up. Heat and biomass and all that. Yeah, we got animals creeping up. By the time we get all 4 shelters full of animals, that'll probably start spinning pretty fast. Okay, so I guess we could sit right here, look at our fireplace, use the A key to rotate around a little bit, and I can't back up or anything. W just goes high, S brings it down and stops right there. Okay, let's call this good. So be well until next time.